Hey everyone, it's Dustin Jarosky, and something big just happened that could shake the global economy. The US slapped China with a 104% tariff. Yeah, that's not a typo, 104%. China immediately hit back with tariffs of their own, and now the markets are spiraling, oil is tanking, inflation is on edge, and businesses around the world are scrambling. So in this video, I'm going to break it all down in simple terms. What Trump just did, how China's responding, how it's already affecting your wallet, and most importantly, how this creates a massive opportunity for real estate investors, especially those focused on co-living housing. So let's get into it. On April 2nd, 2025, Trump signed Executive Order 14257, a bold move designed to tackle America's trade deficit. So good intentions, at least. But the headline, a 10% tariff now applies to nearly all imports into the US. But here's the kicker. He singled out China with even more aggressive moves. Starting April 9th, Chinese imports got hit with the 34% tariff. Then Trump followed up with an additional 50% tariff, bringing the total to 104%. That's more than double the cost of the product just in taxes. So imagine buying a $1,000 TV from China, and now it costs you over $2,000 just to import it. So that's what we're dealing with. And of course, China was not going to let that slide. Just 2 days later, they announced a 34% tariff on US goods. And when Trump escalated to 104%, China raised their tariffs to 84% on all American exports. But that wasn't all. They started restricting rare earth exports, which are critical for things like phones, EVs, and defense systems. And they began blocking US agricultural imports, which hits farmers and rural states hard. So now we've got two superpowers in an economic standoff, and global trade is caught right in the middle. And as you can imagine, or probably seen in your 401ks, markets hate uncertainty, and they reacted fast. The S&P 500 dropped almost 19% since February. The Nasdaq fell 6% in a single day after the 104% announcement. Oil prices plunged nearly 4%, dropping Brent crude to below $60 per barrel. And investors are pulling money while financial advisors are swamped with calls. So even if you're not in the stock market, this does affect you. It means gas could get more expensive, imported goods could double in cost, the economy could slow down fast. So let's zoom in. Trump also dropped a warning about adding major tariffs on pharmaceuticals, saying America needs to produce its own medicine. And that caused a ripple. Stocks like AstraZeneca and GSK dropped pretty hard. Indian pharma companies lost value too, just from the fear of what's coming. This matters because 60% of our medicine comes from overseas. Tariffs here could lead to price spikes and shortages, especially for lower income families. So, regarding the global reactions, the rest of the world is joining the party. The EU just announced plans to hit $23 billion worth of American goods with counter tariffs. India, Canada, and the UK are all reviewing their trade deals. The World Trade Organization is already being flooded with formal complaints. This isn't just a US-China fight anymore. This is going global. But there's a hidden opportunity, in my opinion, and that's in co-living. So how does this all tie into real estate, especially co-living? Well, there's a few ways. First, uncertainty equals renters. When people get nervous about the economy, they delay buying homes and rent longer. Tariffs raise building costs. Higher material costs mean fewer new units are built, tightening the rental supply. Co-living becomes the affordable solution. While inflation's rising, more people look for shared, budget-friendly housing, higher cash flow for landlords. So co-living typically earns 1.5 to 2 times more cash flow than traditional rentals, often even more when you're closer to the big metros. The typical cash flow on all the data I've collected is anywhere from 1,000 to up to 2,000 per month, and that's a net cash flow. And so while the world is freaking out, real estate investors like you who are in co-living are actually winning. And you're also providing affordable housing as all these costs continue to jump. So you're solving a real problem, offering housing people can afford in uncertain times and still earning strong returns. So let's recap. Trump dropped 104% tariff on China. China fired back. Markets fell. Prices are rising. But for those of us in real estate, especially co-living, this chaos creates opportunity. So what do you think? Is this a bold move that protects America? Or is it going to blow back on the economy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more updates on how world events impact your money in real estate, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to stay in the loop. Again, I'm Dustin Jarosky. I'm one of the co-teachers inside of Sub 2 that taught co-living recently. And I'll see you on the next video. And lastly, if you do want to check out projects that we're investing in, ways that we can partner together, stuff like that, free resources, ebooks, calculators, go to buydealswithdustin.com. Again, that's buydealswithdustin.com, and the link will be in the description. Thanks, guys.